Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out in the garage again. I got a project I'll be working on today. It's a 2004 Ram 2500. It's got some exhaust manifold bolts that are broken, and I'm going to show you guys a couple tips and tricks of how I remove the broken exhaust manifold bolts on a Hemi. And it works on most cylinder heads, especially if they're aluminum cylinder heads. The way I do it is definitely going to be a little easier. So I'll go ahead and get the truck pulled in here. We'll get it up on the lift and we'll get started on it. So I'll see you guys back here in a few. Alright, we got the truck in here, got it up on the lift. The first thing I like to do is pull the tires off and pull the fender liner out. It's going to allow you a lot more room to get in here and work on this manifold. I've found that is the easiest way for me to get in there and do anything. So like I said, I'll go ahead and get started here. I'll get both tires off and both fender liners out, and then I'll show you where the broken bolts are once we get to that point. And like I said, I'm doing both sides on this truck. So like I said, I'll go ahead and get both sides apart and I'll show you guys what we're working with. Alright, I'm back. We got the fender liners off, got the wheels off, and you can see right back in there, that bolt's broke. You guys can't see it, but the one right under it's broke. Like I said, these bolts don't look the best by no means, especially when you get up here to these ones. So we'll probably have a little bit of a hard time getting those out. What you're definitely going to want to use is a good 6-point socket to get in there and remove those bolts. So like I said, we'll go ahead and get that exhaust manifold off and see how many more bolts we break in the process. And let me come over here and show you the other side too. So, duck under the truck here. When you come over to this side, you can see the heat shield is falling off and the bolt right there is broken. So we'll go ahead and get back with you after I get both of these off, and we'll see how many more bolts we break. Alright guys, we're back. I got the exhaust manifolds off. This passenger side definitely kicked my butt a little bit. We ended up breaking off, there's 6 broken bolts in total on this side. So pretty much I only got 3 bolts out on this side. The other side, I actually got all of them out except for the one that was broken. So you can look in here. Let's see. So that one and that lower one, they're both broke flush. And then there's one broken behind this tower, and then there is 2 more broken right here. And you can see that those 2 are still sticking out a little bit, so those ones might be a little bit easier. And then if you come over here to the other side, you can see that I've got all of these ones out, and pretty much only this back top one up here is the only one left, and it also broke flush. So there's a couple different ways of doing it. If they are sticking out still, like these ones right here, they make stud removers, and right here's one, but basically it just looks like a normal socket, but up in the center there's 3 little rollers that basically act as like a little cam, and when you slide it over and try and turn it, it locks onto there. So we'll go ahead and see if we can get this one up in here. Get you guys a little bit of light. Alright, I had to go grab another light, but hopefully you guys can see better now. So I got the light, I got the stud extractor in there. Literally all you do is slide it up over the stud, and those come in different sizes, so you have to buy the right size socket for the stud you plan on removing. But like I said, it just slides right up over, and then you stick the ratchet in there, and pretty much it'll just grab a hold, and then it'll start backing it out. There we go. Yep, that one actually is coming out pretty easy. So we'll get that stud out of there. But like I said, it won't work on all of them, but if it does work, it does make it easier. So let's get this thing out of here. Alright, so there. That one is out. So, as you can see, stud extractor pulls them out, and works pretty good on that one. But we'll put that there. But as you can see on this one here, let's see, this bottom one right here, you probably can't see it because I just shadowed it all. But that bottom bolt right there, that's not enough sticking out for that stud extractor. So what I'll do for that one is I'm just going to slip a nut that's a little bit bigger than that one over it, and then I'm just going to take a welder and I'm going to weld a nut to it. So we'll go ahead and get that welded on there. Alright, you can see now I've got a nut welded onto what was sticking out of that stud. And let's see here. Then all you do is put your socket and ratchet on there. There you go. It's coming out of there. So they do come out fairly easy once you weld to them. But, drop my ratchet. But I'll go ahead and get that one out. And I also went ahead and welded a nut on this other one back here too, because it's sticking out just like the other one was. So I just went ahead and welded both nuts on. I'm going to go ahead and get those two out. Like I said, once the nuts are welded on, all you got to do is pretty much take a socket and ratchet and back them out. Like I said, they come out pretty easy. I'll get those out, and then I'll show you how I do these ones back here that are flush after that. So, alright, so we got those front two out that I welded the nut to, and the one with the stud, and the one in the middle too that also had the nut welded to it. So I got those three out, and then if you remember the back three, they were broke flush. So it was kind of hard for me to show you guys. So, but what I went ahead and did is basically you just take the welder and weld to the end of the studs, and you just keep building it up little by little until you got enough to grab a hold of. And you can either slip another nut over top of these and weld the nut back to that now, or I normally just grab a pair of vice grips, grab a hold of them, spin them out. They generally come out relatively easy. I've not had too many give me much trouble. But normally also too, I think a little bit of the heat from welding gets in there and also helps break them loose a little bit. But like I said, that's kind of my little tricks to getting them out. Like I said, you can weld a nut to them, a little stud remover, or if they're flush, you can build them up with weld and then grab them with the vice grips or something along those lines. So I can't really get in here and use the vice grips and videotape it all at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and get them out, and I'm sorry you guys don't get to see it. But at least you guys got to see what I do. Like I said, just weld them up to where you can get enough material to grab a hold of and then pull them out. So pretty simple. Alright guys, you can see that I got all the bolts out. I got the new manifolds in. Like I said, I just had to weld to the studs that were in the cylinder head,
Like I said, the weld don't stick to the aluminum, so you don't really have to worry too much about messing up the head or anything like that. So like I said, you just weld to the studs. I put a pair of vice grips on mine, twisted them out, and then I just ran a thread chase through just to clean out all the threads on both sides, and then put new manifolds and new hardware and stuff in. So this thing should be good to go. I just got to put the wheels and the fender liner back on. But if you come over here, you'll see, I mean, they don't even have to be great welds, because I am by no means a great welder. And I just used a cheap Harbor Freight welder and just welded to the back of the studs. And you can see that one really wasn't centered or anything. And I was able to put some vice grips on there and turn them out. And then, like I said, this one was sticking out a little bit, so I welded a nut to that one, and we got that one out. So, like I said, I hope that video was helpful for you guys. I know a lot of people dread trying to repair their exhaust manifolds because they got broken bolts and stuff, but it really isn't that bad. And like I said, all I really used was a cheap Harbor Freight welder that I picked up for $100. So, like I said, it's not the best welder, but it works to get little jobs like that done. So, I hope that was helpful, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.